Let's get into this show, man. Where you guys at? Yeah, man. Back with another one. You know, Munchie B speaks to Mexicans about Wack 100 not signing Southside rappers. Munchie B defends lefty gunplay. Yeah, man, we're gonna talk about this one. We're gonna talk about it. The thing is, like, when you from Los Angeles, right, and you understand prison, you understand street politics, you understand race relations between blacks and Mexicans, you know, from Chino. Hopefully you ain't in Chino. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to you. Shout out to Frank. But when you understand these politics, then you say, okay, I see where Wack 100 is coming from. Right? Now, Munchie B spoke on a lot of different things, right? He talked about Wack 100 and he said some other things, right? Now, some people say it's content, you shouldn't be tripping. I think you guys are blowing this way out of proportion. Then some people say, nah, man, why would a black man go on a Mexican platform to talk about another black man? And that's a good point. He said Fort Myers, Florida, en route to Fort Worth, Texas. Shout out to True Warrior. Get your bread, man. Get your money. I see you out there doing your thing on the road. Now, one thing I know about Southsiders is they're not really going to talk about Mexicans in front of black people like that. Have they done it? I'm pretty sure, but it's not a common thing for them to do it. So a lot of people say, man, Munchie B was out of line for talking about his issues with Wack 100 on a platform full of Mexicans, right? And they say this is the problem. He's not on code. This is the problem with LA rappers. This is the problem with LA brothers. Period. Right now, let me tell you guys something. Who a lot of you people who are not from Cali, we got some people that's like this, but we got a lot of people who are not like this. Now, some people say no harm, no foul. Munchie B was just speaking on something that everybody knows about, right? It's public information that him and Wack 100 don't like each other. It's all over the internet. So Munchie probably looked at it like, well, I don't see no problem in talking about it because people already know anyway. But then some people say, nah, that's still out of pocket. You know what I mean? You don't talk about another black person on a podcast full of Mexicans. Munchie's out of pocket for that. And then one thing that I disagree with, I'm gonna tell you, when Wack 100 spoke on why he won't sign the Southsider, and he said, well, you got to think about it, man. There's a lot of problems that comes with it. Southsiders are controlled by, prison gangs, people in prison. Those people dictate to them. So if somebody in prison says, hey, homie, this is how I got to go, then the Southsider got to follow suit. You know what I mean? He got to take orders from the big homie. So Wack 100 said, man, I don't want to tie my business into none of that. I want to do my business, get an artist. I don't want to sign an artist who has a dictator telling them what to do. So, you know, and I understand that. And then let's dig a little deeper. Let's dig a little deeper. Let's talk about the history. When you think about the history between blacks and Mexicans, it ain't been good, man. Mexicans be trying to tell people they run LA, they run this, and the reality of it is they don't run nothing. They got numbers in prison, but they take orders from They take orders from guys in prison, the Southsiders, once they go to prison. So if you got a dictator, you can't say that you're running anything. You're taking orders. Now, from a Mexican's perspective, they could say, oh, well, that's structure. From a black person's perspective, hey, man, you got a dictator. You know, blacks look at it like if you from a gang on the street, then you go to prison and you got another organization telling you what to do, then, you know, in the eyes of black people, that's weak. But in the eyes of Mexicans, they call it structure. So it all depends on how you look at it. The way I look at it is like this. If you a gang on the street, you know, why would I want a prison gang dictating to me as a gang member? Right. But I guess it works for them. What works for them don't work for us and vice versa. So it is what it is. So it all depends on how you really look at it. Some people call it structure. Some people call it dictatorship. You know? He said it's good and bad. Julian said it's good and bad at the same time. Yeah, I agree. There's some good to come with it, but there's a lot of bad that comes with it. So, yeah. Show some love and tap in. Let's get into the conversation. Munchie B. Let's get into it.
With all that, it just stay out that lane.
Wack, okay, so that narrative was that
bump heads or whatever.
Yeah.
And really, no, it's set up that way. Like
That's what I'm saying.
I'm on the sideline. I'm on the sideline. I give him that.
but Munchie, how do you do it though? Being a no jumper and having to deal
I wonder how
with
that
everyone's
shit
shit
happens.
over there.
Like, yeah, like how do you guys have beef and then not run into each other and
Hey, look. As far as me, I think no jumper. They got good vibes over there. The whole thing is good. It only come to Weenie 100. That's it.
you guys like how do you guys not run into each other like
Because I'm live on No Jumper. Whenever I'm on camera, I'm live. No Jumper, bro. Wack is the only one with a pre-recorded show.
Yeah.
So he and then he
so
record.
he goes there when no one's there.
He record and then he
So
drops.
that's how nobody runs into each other.
No,
Yeah, but I think-
nobody he got smoked with, and then it drops on Sunday. But I'm there.
Like,
you know what I'm there.
Yeah, I think
I'm Tuesday. I'm be there at
Adam
4
doesn't
o'clock.
set it up a certain way where you don't bump into each other because that's what
Yeah.
I think it would be
no,
done. Because there's no way
he
you're
do.
not coming to the studio and like, you know what I mean?
No, you do.
Like, if we're coming here, we're gonna bump into each other.
That's why I just be wondering like how do these people all that no
You know what
jumper
I'm saying,
have beef and never
Yeah,
catch fades?
but don't get it twisted like somebody avoiding somebody. No, it's set up that way. Like that's
Time
what
slot.
yeah. Wack is there a certain day, and he's the only one.
Adam sets it up a certain
So
day.
many people don't like Wack. They don't like the dude. Like so he got to be pre-recorded. Everybody else, if it's an interview, if I'm interviewing Blue Devil Edit World, it's pre-recorded. They go edit the interview is coming out.
Yeah.
But all the shows, the news, the shows is live. Everybody is live except for Wack.
No, there's rules for black gangs in prison. Don't get it twisted. Like there's rules. The difference is Bloods and Crips we don't have prison, like you don't have prison gangs who dictate to you, right? But of course there's rules. Like nobody can operate in prison with no rules. Like nobody would survive. The thing is, black gangs rock with each other. They don't let prison organizations dictate their program. Now, when it comes to Mexican gangs, they allow prison gangs to dictate their program, their code of conduct. Like if you go to, let's say if you go to Chicago, there's no Mexican mafia in the state of Illinois. So the Mexican gangs in Chicago organize themselves behind the prison walls, but they don't have to pay taxes to a prison organization. Right? They don't have outsiders dictating to him. Now you might say, okay, well, it's all connected because a lot of those mafia members, they're connected to some of these street gangs, but there's still a difference. So with the Latin Kings, like I say, with the Latin Kings on the East Coast, the Latin Kings in Chicago, they don't let prison gangs dictate to them. They run their own program, and they got a lot of organization and structure. black gangs in California, right? There's rules. You can't just go in there and do what you want to do. Everybody got to operate under some type of structure and rules. The difference is prison organizations don't dictate to black gangs in Cali. That's pretty much what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's pretty easy too for Adam to
'Cause he's
say
a bitch.
you come in at 7 and Wack you come in tomorrow at 4 and do your pre-record. Never bump into each other.
No.
Yeah.
Adam, and shout out Josh. They set it up to where
For sure.
like don't nobody bump heads or whatever.
Yeah.
And really, I want a podcast. I ain't trying to. And if it's gonna go down, it ain't whatever. No jumper.
Yeah, it's
you know what I'm
just too
saying?
much drama.
That's not the place. Especially if Wack, if you a blood and I'm a blood, why would we have to butt heads right here? Why we couldn't, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
you
everybody got beef with him because everybody talk about him.
not everybody. I think I'm the only one that dislike him at no jumper. You know what I'm
You know
saying?
what I'm saying? Like everybody in general.
Latin Kings get taxed by their own, but at least they're getting taxed by their own. They're not getting taxed by a prison gang. Right? Latin Kings don't go to prison to listen to another organization. You know, if you a Southsider, if you from a Mexican gang in California, you know, when you go to prison, you got to answer to people that's not even from your gang. You know, when Latin Kings go to prison, they don't have to take orders from people that's not from their gang. That's the difference between a Latin King versus a Mexican from California, where Mexican gangs in California, prison gangs dictate their program. Nobody dictates a Latin King's program. Their big homies are the people that's from their gang. That's the difference.
You know, like I always hear people bringing up his name.
Well, let me
I
ask
think
you:
people-
is he a likable person?
I don't know. He's reached out to me one time and he didn't follow through, but you know, it was about pressure washing his solar panels at his house. And I get it, it was around 4th of July. I don't like to bug people. If you try to, you know, book me for my pressure
Hey, well,
washing
look,
business.
Lefty, my boy, right? So I interviewed Lefty on Street TV on Richard Hart, my show on Richard Street TV, and you know, Lefty expressed to me that, you know what I'm saying, he messed up some money on a deal. He had to take a little less because they look at Lefty like a liability based on what Wack said.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Talking about, Mexicans and tax this, then that. You know what I'm saying? Something all that.
Prison politics.
Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just shut up, bro. Just shut up, bro, and stop hating on people' progress.
Yeah, facts.
Wack 100 wasn't hating on Lefty. There's no reason for Wack 100 to hate on Lefty. Wack 100 just stated, this is why I won't sign a Southsider, because of their politics. They have dictators. You know, there's a puppet master somewhere pulling the strings. And if I sign an artist, I don't want to sign an artist that's under somebody else's dictatorship. So I don't know what Munchie B is talking about. Talking about, shut up. It's like you're saying things to be cool with the Mexicans. Why not just do the podcast, talk about your business? Wack had every reason. He had every reason to not want to sign a Southsider just based on the politics. So Munchie was out of pocket. It's like, come on, Munchie. You from Cali? You from Inglewood, LA? You know what's going on in prison. You know what goes on with that. You know what goes on with that. Wack 100 has no reason to hate on Lefty. All he said was, this is why I will not sign a Southsider. This is why. These are the politics that comes with it. So Munchie B is up here co-signing the Mexicans. Yeah, man, Wack was hating on Lefty, and Munchie B just co-signed it. So this was out of pocket. Why get on a platform with some Mexicans to talk bad about a black man? That's crazy. I don't think Haters World will come to a black platform to talk bad about another Mexican. Maybe he would. I don't know. But I doubt it.
Whenever I'm on camera, I'm live. No jumper. Bro, Wack is the only one with a pre-recorded show.
Yeah.
So he record.
So he goes there when no one's there.
He record and then he
So
drops.
that's how nobody runs into each other.
No,
Yeah, but I think-
nobody he got smoked with,
but-
and then he drops on Sunday. But I'm there.
'Cause like,
you know what I'm there.
Yeah, I think
Tuesday I'm gonna be there at
Adam
4
doesn't
o'clock.
set it up a certain way where you don't bump into each other, because that's what
Yeah.
I think
No,
how it would be
no,
done.
no,
Because there's no
no,
way
he
you're
do.
not coming to the studio and like, You know what I mean?
No, you do. No,
Like,
no,
if we're
no.
coming here, we're gonna bump
We're
into
gonna
each
butt each
other.
other. That's why I just be wondering, like, how did these people all that no
You know what I'm
jumper
saying?
have beef and never
Yeah, but
catch fades?
but don't get it twisted. Like somebody avoiding somebody. No, it's set up that way. Like he got.
That's
what I'm saying.
No,
Yeah.
Wack is there a certain day, and he's the only one.
Adam sets it up a certain
So
day.
many people don't like Wack. They don't like the dude. Like so he got to be pre-recorded. Everybody else, if it's an interview, if I'm interviewing Blue Devil Head of World, it's pre-recorded. They go edit the interview is coming out.
Yeah.
But all the shows, the news, the shows is live. Everybody is live except for Wack.
Yeah, but it's pretty easy too for Adam to
'Cause he's
say
a bitch.
you coming at 7 and Wack you coming tomorrow at 4 and do your pre-recording. Never bump into each other.
No.
Yeah.
Adam, and shout out Josh. They set it up to where
For sure.
like don't nobody bump heads or whatever.
Yeah.
And really, I want a podcast. I ain't trying.
Shout out to Bobby A, man. Bobby A called this out too, man, and I had to agree with him, right? Let's continue.
And if it's gonna go down, it ain't whatever. No jumper.
Yeah, it's
you know what I'm
just too
saying.
much drama.
That's not the place. Especially if Wack, if you a blood and I'm a blood, why would we have to butt heads right here? Why we couldn't, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
you
everybody got beef with him because everybody talk about him.
not everybody. I think I'm the only one that dislike him at no jumper. You know what I'm
You know
saying?
what I'm saying? Like everybody in general, like I always hear people bringing up his name.
Well,
Like,
let me
I
ask
think
you:
people-
is he a likable person?
I don't know. He's reached out to me one time and he didn't follow through, but you know, it was about pressure washing his solar panels at his house. And I get it, it was around 4th of July. I don't like to bug people. If you try to, you know, book me for my pressure
Hey, well,
washing
look, Lefty, my boy, right? So I interviewed Lefty on Street TV on Richard Hart, my show on Richard Street TV, and you know, Lefty expressed to me that, you know what I'm saying, he messed up some money on a deal. He had to take a little less because they look at Lefty like a liability based on what Wack said.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Talking about, Mexicans and tax this, then that. You know what I'm saying? Saying all that.
Prison politics.
Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just shut up, bro. Just shut up, bro, and stop hating on people progress.
Yeah, facts.
That shit applies if you get in that lane.
See,
You know, you could avoid all that and just stay out that lane.
okay, so that narrative was that the Lefty was gonna sign the big deal and they were gonna offer him like $3 million, but
Okay.
because of an interview that Wack did, he talked about prison politics. That Mexicans, you know, it's
So
hard.
that was a checker. That was a chess move then.
Yeah, it was a
basically.
chess move to
Oh, you
get
think
this fool not signed.
so y'all think that was deliberate?
Yeah, for sure.
So
Okay.
then that's that. He accomplished what he wanted to do.
But he
and
sat up here and he said that
He won.
He said that he never blocked no one's deal. No, maybe he didn't call them directly, but because of his video, it was more than enough
Somebody
for
probably shot the record company the
the
link.
video. Yeah, and they saw
you
it.
know.
Okay, you know how you said it wasn't
So
deliberate,
he won
right?
Yeah.
indirectly.
Indirectly.
Yeah.
It was indirectly.
And
I
that
like
was
what you
smart
said,
of
though.
him.
It's a chess move,
It's a
dog.
chess
It's a
move.
chess
You
move.
gotta know who you're dealing with.
It comes
at
with the
times.
game.
There's
Gang
also,
banging and doing all that
and
comes
you know
with the
how
game.
you know that's a chess move because I've heard him say as well that
Yeah.
he don't.
That's old news though. Everybody know he did that.
Yeah, fact.
You know, like that was on every podcast. Like we all know about that shit.
But
like,
that tells you his get down because he's also said that he don't.
that's
talk
why
about,
them type of people you avoid at all costs.
Lefty is the same guy who said, and he was just saying in general, Mexicans don't want their daughters to be with blacks because of, you guys already get it. You know, you heard me break this down many times on my podcast before, especially on Red Supreme TV 1. You know, he said, if my daughter brought a black man home, I'd be like, what the hook? You know? And he spoke on the anti-black racism that comes from the Mexican Chicano community. And he was honest about it. Right? Now, he said Lefty is his boy, right? That's what he said. Hey, if he can be cool with whoever he wants to be cool with. So my thing is this. So you defend Lefty gunplay, but then you talk bad about Wack 100. So he tells Mexicans that, hey man, Lefty is my boy, but then you go out of your way to disrespect Wack. Now I know you and Wack don't get along. I get that, but there's a time and a place to have this conversation about Wack. You're just feeding Southsiders information like, damn. Now, like I said, Munchie gonna say, oh man, it's already out there. People already know me and Wack don't get along. That's what he's gonna say in his defense. But the thing is this, it's like you went up there and you said, Lefty is your boy. You got a problem with Wack you got a problem because Wack don't want to sign Southsiders. Then you said that somehow Wack was hating on Lefty Gunplay because he spoke on why he didn't want to sign a Southsider. And he said by Wack saying that made other record labels not want to. It made other record labels not want to work with Lefty because of the politics that comes with signing Southsiders. So in other words, he's saying that Wack 100 is the reason that Lefty Gunplay didn't get a certain record deal. They didn't want to deal with Lefty because they said, well, if Wack 100 said it, it must be true. I don't want to deal with Lefty if I got to deal with this organization that dictates to these Mexican gangbangers. So he said that Wack 100 is the reason that that record deal was no longer on the table for Lefty. Wack 100 was hating on Lefty. This is what Munchie B said on a platform full of Mexicans. See, Mexicans was already saying, oh man, Wack just hating, Wack just hate. Man, Wack don't need to hate on Lefty. Wack gave you a logical explanation for why he would never sign a Southsider, and it makes perfect sense. So I don't know why Munchie B felt the need to come up here to talk about Wack. Say, oh man, Wack, you just a B. You just this. You should have never said that about Lefty. Lefty is my boy. Like what?
Stay away from them type
How
of people.
How you avoid them, bro?
Just
Lefty don't deal. No.
I avoid everybody. Lefty, and I get my money.
Lefty minding his business, doing music, bro. He doing his own endeavors. So, and then this dude way over here giving his bunk ass opinion about how you feel shit go down with certain politics in California.
I felt a problem.
So you can't avoid that. He did.
The problem exists when he acknowledged it. He should have just disregarded it.
No.
Not even ignored it. No. He should have ignored it and kept it pushing.
No,
this guy said it's everything about race. Well, check it out. Check this out. Mexicans made it about race. When they go to prison, they have a loose alliance with Peckerwoods and white supremacists. So you can't be racist in prison and then come out and pretend like you're not that same person who was just programming under these anti-black politics. It don't work like that. When you understand, my guy, you understand what's going on, and can't nobody tell you no different. So they made it about race. Lefty said it himself. If his daughter brought home a black man, and he didn't just speak for himself, he spoke for the Mexican community. He spoke for the Mexican community as a whole. This is how Mexicans feel about black people. Well, if you feel like that about black people, why do black music? See, this is the hypocrisy, and this is what I be saying when it comes to these Southsiders. If your people got a problem with black people, why do you copy our music? Just make music that comes from your culture. So it's okay for you to imitate a black man, but it's not okay for your daughter to date one. What they're saying is, I'll use black culture to make money, but I don't want my daughter dating one. I'll cosplay, I'll mimic the culture, I'll imitate black culture. I'll copy the black man's swagger, the black man's lingo. I'm doing black culture, which is hip hop, but I don't want my daughters going anywhere near these same black men that I myself imitate when I make these rap records, these hip hop records. It makes no sense. It's hypocrisy 100%.
The record execs acknowledged what
indirectly,
and that was smart of him.
It's a chess move,
it's dog. It's a chess move. You gotta know.
Yeah, facts.
That shit applies if you get in that lane.
See,
you could avoid all that and just stay out that lane.
It ain't just Lefty, man. Lefty spoke on Mexican culture. He just kept it real. He said in Southern California, this is how Mexicans feel. We already knew that. Me being from LA, I already knew that. Lefty just confirmed what I already knew. So if Mexicans have these anti-black policies, why would I want to sign one of them when I know in prison they roll with Peckerwoods and white supremacists? East LA, a lot of Mexicans are racist as hell in East LA. Racist as hell in the Hawaiian Gardens. Northeast LA, the Avenues neighborhood. We're not going to forget about this stuff. I'm just being honest with you. So Mexicans made it about race. Listen, the Mexican mafia told the essays back in the early 90s to direct their hatred towards blacks, because blacks had all the best dope spots. Blacks were getting money in the dope game. A lot of Mexicans wanted to get in the dope game in the early 90s. So the Mexican mafia told Mexican gang members to press black people in their communities. And that's when you started to hear about these racially motivated attacks against blacks and Mexican communities and predominant Mexican communities. This was happening in Southern Cali. So Mexicans made it racial. No prison gang ever told black people that we need to, no prison gang ever told blacks that we need to attack Mexicans just for living in our community. My thing about it is this, and this is the crazy part about it. This is the crazy part about it. You got all this animosity and hatred towards black people. Why do you imitate the culture? Oh, I get it. Everybody wants to copy what black people do. People talk like us. They want to use the lingo. They want to make the music so that they can get money. And it's crazy. It's like, okay, if you get along with the Peckerwoods and Skinheads, how come you don't make country music? Why copy the same people that you're in competition with? Why copy the same people that you have hatred for? It makes no sense. This is why Wack 100 said, why would I sign a Southsider? Southsiders do not like blacks. They don't rock with blacks. They'll pretend to like you when in reality they don't. They'll, keywords, like I said, they'll pretend to like you when in reality they don't. They rock with Peckerwoods and Skinheads and white supremacists in prison. What more do you need to know? They got all this hatred and animosity for blacks, but then they want to get in the rap game. They want to mimic hip hop culture. That makes no sense.
Okay, so that narrative was that the left is gonna sign a big deal and they're gonna offer him like $3 million. But because of an interview that Wack did, he talked about prison policy.
Speaking of, you're gonna see what's gonna happen. Shut up, fool. Shut up. Everybody knows that this is common information. It was all over Fox News. Why don't you tell the news stations to not talk about the Mexican mafia? Tell Fox News don't report on them. Fox News reported it, bro. It was all over the news. They had a meeting in Orange County and another place in Southern Cali, and they told Mexicans they need to direct their hatred and violence towards black people. That's exactly what they was up there telling the essays all over Southern Cali, mainly in Los Angeles. Stop it. Don't tell me what to talk about. You go tell those newscasters not to talk about you. But you ain't gonna do that. You a coward.
Politics that Mexicans, you know, it's
so
hard.
That was a checker. That was a chess move then.
Yeah, it was a chess move.
Yeah, fool. Go tell these news stations don't talk about the Mexican mafia and Mexican gangs. Why don't you do that? I know you're not gonna do it, so shut your mouth. You sound dumb. Anybody with a computer can look that up right now. Type in Mexican mafia meeting in Los Angeles, and you're gonna see this 1992 Mexican mafia meeting in Los Angeles where all the Mexican gangbangers showed up and they was giving them instructions, telling them what they needed to do. It's all over the news, homeboy. It's no secret.
So y'all think that was deliberate?
Yeah, for sure.
So then that's that. He accomplished what he wanted to do.
But he sat up here and he said that
he won.
He said that he never blocked no one's deal. No, maybe he didn't call them directly, but because of his video, it was more than enough.
Somebody probably shot the record company the link.
Video. Yeah, and they saw it.
Okay, you know how you said it wasn't deliberate.
So he won
right?
indirectly.
Yeah. It was indirectly.
And that was smart of him.
It's a chess move,
it's dog.
It's a chess move.
You gotta know who you're dealing with.
It comes with the game.
There's
Gang
also,
banging and doing all that comes with the
how
game.
you know that's a chess move, because I've heard him say as well that he don't.
That's old news though. Everybody know he did that.
It ain't the gangs, man. It ain't just the gangs. The LA City Council in 2023. Nuri Martinez, Kevin De Leon, they got caught saying racist things about black people. Somebody recorded them. Why did this person record them? Because he heard them talking greasy about black people before. So he said, next time they talk greasy, I'll record it and put them on blast. So they got, listen, it's deeper than street gangs, man. It's a part of their culture. You know, the LA City Council got caught saying terrible things about black people. These people, you got people like that in politics. They're no different from the Southsiders in prison. They were sending money and resources to Mexican communities while neglecting the areas with high black populations. That's what the LA City Council did. They got caught on audio. They said a lot of racist things and they were only helping districts with large Mexican populations. They did it on purpose because they look out for their people and their people only. They did everything in their power to sabotage these black districts in the city of Los Angeles. So you can't say it's just prison. The LA City Council that was full of Mexicans were very racist towards blacks. I have the audio. Oh, homie, I got the receipts. I have the audio. Lefty Gunplay said that Mexicans don't want their daughters bringing black people home, but they feel it's okay to use our music to make money. You talk about hypocrisy. Yeah, I'll use black people culture to make money, but I don't want my daughter dating one of them. I'll just copy their culture to make money.
Yeah,
you know, like that was on every podcast, like we all know about that shit.
But
like,
that tells you his get down because he's also said that he don't.
That's why them type of people you.
No, the victims are you, bro. The victims are you. Nobody brutalizes Mexicans like other Mexicans. I'm just telling the truth. He's repeating stupid stuff that he heard. He don't have an original thought. If anybody's being victimized by these prison gangs, it's your own people. They tax vendors in Mexican communities. They tax Mexican gang members. If you don't follow the rules in prison, you get dealt with. So if anybody is a victim, it is your people victimizing one another. Don't get mad at me because I'm telling the truth, Vato. Don't get mad at me, Smokey. Don't get mad at me for telling the truth, Vato.
Avoid at all cost. You stay away from them type of people.
How you avoid them, bro?
Just
Lefty don't deal with. No.
I avoid everybody. Lefty, and I get my money.
Lefty minding his business doing music, bro. He doing his own endeavors. So, and then this dude way over here giving his bunk ass opinion about how you feel shit go down with certain politics in California.
I felt a problem.
So you can't avoid that. He did. But
the problem exists when he acknowledged it. He should have just disregarded it.
No.
Not even ignored it.
No.
He should have ignored it.
Why you up there arguing for Lefty Gunplay while talking crazy about Wack? This is what I mean, homeboy. Munchie, you way out of pocket with this one. Make sure that you guys bless the like button and support the content. You out of pocket with this one. Munchie, you taking up for Lefty. Lefty wouldn't take up for you on the platform. Listen. Lefty's not going to take up for you. Lefty's a grown man. He can speak for himself. Munchie up here saying, yeah, man, Wack 100 was hating on Lefty. He hating on Lefty and da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da. Lefty, my boy. Lefty, my boy. I'm not saying that you can't be cool with Lefty, but damn. Let's talk about the black man in a room full of Mexicans while defending a Mexican guy who has enough vatos and Chicanos to defend him. You might say, well, Lefty ain't he Guatemalan. He Chicano. He from a Chicano gang. He represents Chicano culture. So it is what it is.
Have to push.
No, the record execs acknowledged what the fuck Winnie 100 said.
Yep.
Know what I'm saying?
And they offered him.
Lefty didn't do nothing wrong.
I can kind of see it being unavoidable.
This fool up there, Lefty didn't do nothing wrong. There's big caping for Lefty. Got the Superman cape on for Lefty. Wack 100 gave his reasons for why he would never sound a Southsider, and it makes perfect sense for Wack saying that. It makes perfect sense when you analyze what Wack said. You got anti-black politics. You guys are clearly against my people in the joint. Why would I sign one of you guys? And to take it a step further, you guys have dictators. People behind the wall dictate your program. Why would I sign somebody that's controlled by another entity? Why would I do business with somebody that has a dictator? It makes no sense. From a business perspective, what Wack 100 said made perfect sense. It made sense on a personal level and it makes sense on a business level. Personally, the Southsiders link up with white supremacists in prison. That's a personal reason to not do it. And if you think about business, Lefty, if you're a Mexican gangbanger, you have dictators. Why would I do business with somebody that has a dictator? So it's bad on a personal level, it's bad on a business level. It makes perfect sense for Wack 100 to not sign a Southsider.
Like we all know about that shit.
But that tells you his get down because he's also said that he don't.
That's why them type of people you avoid at all costs. You stay away from them type
How
of people.
you avoid them, bro?
Just
Lefty don't deal. No.
I avoid everybody and I get my money.
Lefty minding his business doing music, bro. He doing his own endeavors. So, and then this dude way over here giving his bunk ass opinion about how you feel should go down with certain politics in California.
I felt a problem.
So you can't avoid that. He did.
Wack wasn't giving his opinion. Wack been a YA. Wack been in prison. He understand the program, homeboy. So he's not just giving his opinion. Wack 100 is speaking from experience. He knows the program. So he's not giving his whack opinion. Wack been around long enough to understand how Southsiders operate. They have dictators. On a personal level, why would I sign a Southsider when we go to war with you guys in prison and in certain communities? It makes no sense to sign them. You know what I mean? On the business level, you guys have dictators. It makes no sense. So if you listen closely, if you listen carefully to what Wack 100 said, you would say, well, damn, that makes perfect sense. If I was Wack 100, I wouldn't do it either. It has nothing to do with his feelings. It has something to do with reality. Make sure that you bless that like button, family.
But
the problem exists when he acknowledged it. He should have just disregarded it.
No.
Not even ignored it.
No.
He should have ignored it and kept it pushing.
No,
but the
record
execs.
See, what's crazy is you have Mexicans in the comment section saying, like, anytime we tell the truth, they'll say this is hate. But you know what? I never see these Mexicans. Hold on. I never see Mexicans calling out their people for their anti-black politics. He got a problem. He got a problem with the things that I'm saying on my podcast, on my channel. Bet money he won't call his own people racist for the politics that they practice in prison. He has nothing to say about that. When them Mexicans firebombed those innocent black people in East LA just for living over there, he has nothing to say about that. He's not going to call them racist because he knows better to say anything, because he knows that he'll get dealt with trying to hold his own people accountable. So he says nothing. But it's mighty funny you want to come over here and talk about racism when you never call your people out for practicing racist things, for engaging in racial motive. They engage in racially motivated attacks against blacks. And of course, you have nothing to say about that. You're quiet as a church mouse. Oh, but you got a problem with me talking about the truth. See, this is what I noticed, and I'm pretty sure you guys seen the same thing. When I tell the truth about what's going on in Southern Cali, when I talk about the racism that comes from a lot of Mexican gang members, they don't like to hear the truth. They get mad and they say you're promoting racism. No, I'm just exposing what's going on. As a matter of fact, I'm not exposing it. It's all over the internet. You can't even say that I'm exposing it because it's all over the internet. And if you're from Southern Cali, you didn't seen it with you seen this stuff for yourself. You witnessed it with your own eyes, especially if you lived in certain neighborhoods, especially if you went to county jail, especially if you didn't went to prison. You've witnessed this. You've experienced this. So I'm not making anything up. Everything that I'm saying about Mexicans and their anti-black politics, their anti-black racism, I can back it up with receipts. Everything that I'm saying, I can back it up with receipts. I'm not just talking, homie. I know the business.
Acknowledge what the fuck Winnie 100 said.
Yep.
Know what I'm saying?
And they offered him.
Lefty didn't do nothing wrong.
I can kind of see it being unavoidable.
No,
if I look
no,
at it, yeah.
No, because the company still got it.
Hellboy.
After the damage
How do
was
you
done,
avoid that, Hellboy?
No, after the damage was
Avoid
done,
what?
Lefty
That whole situation.
spoke on it. After the damage was done.
You just gotta mind your own fucking business, dog. I don't know how to. I just mind my own motherfucking business, dog. I don't give a fuck about what nobody else is doing. I don't try to start issues with nobody. I'm too grown for that shit. But I handle my business and like fuck, get money, stay out of everybody's business. Don't talk about nobody. And keep it pushing.
Yeah, but when you
anti-Mexican means that I'm taking opportunities away from them, or this is how I know you guys. You guys just don't like to hear the truth. I don't attack Mexicans just because they're Mexican. I never took an opportunity away from a Mexican just because they're Mexican. I'm only talking about the stuff that goes on in Southern California, and I have the receipts to prove it. It'd be one thing if I was making these things up. I had the receipts to prove everything that I'm saying, bro. The problem is you don't like hearing the truth. You got a problem. You got a problem with me talking about the truth, but you don't have a problem with your people engaging in these racially motivated attacks in East LA, La Puente, Hawaiian Gardens. You have no smoke for none of that, but you got a problem with me talking about it.
People that don't know you just randomly speaking on you for no fucking
problem
reason.
exists
Right.
when you acknowledge it.
But I'm saying that the acknowledgement wasn't the problem.
The firebombing took place in 2014, 2015. The Hawaiian Gardens got a long history of anti-black racism, the avenues as well. You know, a lot of those gangs in La Puente, this is recent history. The LA City Council with Nuri Martinez said all that crazy stuff about black people. This was in 2023. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? You sound crazy. Accountability, listen, accountability is kryptonite, bro. Oh my God, it's kryptonite.
The damage was already done. Then Lefty acknowledged it, like he messed up this for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's how he acknowledged it.
What Munchie is saying though is that the damage was done once
What
that
he
dude
should
did
have
that
done was
move.
just drop massive music.
Nah, man.
Massive music would have countered everything that he said.
Make people aware of this mold, this cancer that's trying to.
He don't know what racism is, man. You got Mexicans firebombing people apartments just for being black, but he won't call that racism. You know what he calls racism? Me holding them accountable and telling the truth about things that they've actually done. He called that racism. But firebombing somebody's apartment because they're black, nah, that ain't racism. He has nothing to say about that. And when they choose to respond, they say, well, that was 50 years ago. No, it just happened in 2014, 2015. The LA City Council, what they said, 2023. Right? Accountability is kryptonite. They don't want to take it. They don't want anything to do with it. Accountability, nope. If you tell the truth about my people, I'm gonna call you racist. But if my people firebomb a black person's apartment, I say nothing about it. You talk about a hypocrite.
Like spread, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's true or not, propaganda, like, you know what I'm saying? And stop somebody bad.
The record companies were like, all right.
See, this is what's funny, bro. I'm not just a blogger, homie. I'm from Los Angeles. And even if I was a blogger, I'm still pulling up receipts and giving you, I'm not making up nothing. I don't need to show these videos. I'm from Los Angeles. I've been locked up with Mexicans. I know how racist Southsiders can be behind the wall. I know how racist Mexicans can be in East LA, La Puente, certain parts of the valley, the harbor area. I'm speaking from experience, homie. I've witnessed it. I've seen it. So I don't need to research videos to understand what's going on. When you're from the streets of Los Angeles, you know the truth. And the truth is staring you right in the face. There's no way you can get around it. You sound dumb.
Let me see if he's a liability. They went and looked at him, and whatever judgment they made.
Man,
Imagine if they would have went and looked on his page and he just dropped 5 videos in a week.
Hey, look, this
he
what
would have
I
won. He would have won.
Look, this what I say.
The companies would have like, he's a hard worker.
Look at Easy E. He had the group The Brown Side, or is it was it Kid? Is it Kid Rock?
No,
Kid Frost.
Kid Frost.
Kid Rock.
Easy had Kid Frost and the Brown Side, or YG had my boy Sad Boy Loco. Like, bro, they all did their thing, bro. Don't take this one person, how he look at things, or how he think things will play out, or because Wack is a buster, he think the Mexican mafia or something gonna come for him because he's a big like you can't. Don't look at that, bro.
Don't generalize.
Wack is not worried about the Mexican mafia coming for him. Like, come on, man. Munchie B, you sound crazy, man. You sound crazy. You're embarrassing yourself. Wack 100 said the politics. Can't no Mexican they can't dictate anything to blacks. What Wack 100 is saying is, I don't want to sign an artist who's controlled by another entity. I don't want to do that. And when you think about the politics that comes with Southsiders, it's like, why do that? That makes no sense when I can just sign my people. It makes no sense to do that. Munchie B, you sound crazy, bro. And this is why a lot of people from Los Angeles, excuse me, this is why a lot of people who are not from Los Angeles be saying, what's wrong with these LA cats, man? Can't they see the bigger picture? You up you up here caping for Lefty while talking crazy about Wack 100. Now you might say, I don't get along with Wack. Okay, cool. But stop acting like you don't understand why Wack wouldn't want to sign the Southsider. You understand why Wack don't want to sign the Southsider. You from Los Angeles, you know. But you're trying to get brownie points with these essays. So let me praise Lefty and talk bad about Wack 100. Come on, Munchie B. You know better than that, bro.
Saying was that the damage was done once
What
that
he
dude
should have
did that
done was
move.
just drop massive music.
Nah, man.
Massive music would have countered everything. that he said.
Make people aware of this mold, this cancer that's trying to like spread. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's true or not, propaganda. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
Because I'm
stop
pretty
somebody
sure
bad.
the record companies were like, all right, let me see if he's a liability. They went and looked at him and whatever judgment they made.
Man,
But
they not looking at nobody court.
imagine if they would have went and looked on his page and he just dropped 5 videos in a week.
Hey, look, this
He
what
would've
I
won. He would've won.
Look, this what I say.
The
Look at
companies would have like, he's a hard worker. Fuck.
Look at Eazy-E. He had the group The Brown Side, or is it was
Yeah,
it
Brown
Kid,
Side.
is it
Brown
Kid
Side.
Rock?
No, Kid Frost.
Kid Frost.
Kid Rock.
Brown Side.
Eazy had Kid Frost and the Brown Side, or YG had my boy Sad Boy Loco. Like, bro, they all did their thing, bro. Don't take this one person how he look at things, or how he think things will play out, or because Wack is a buster, he think the Mexican mafia or something gonna come for him because he's a big like you can't. Don't look at that, bro.
Don't generalize everybody.
My thing is
'cause
this: you
of-
just gotta know who
Look
you're
at the
dealing
talent.
with.
Look at
you
the
gotta know
talent.
who your enemies are. I ain't finna make enemies with a motherfucker that I know could blackball me at the
Facts.
snap of a finger.
Facts.
I will.
That is true,
It's called
dog.
guerrilla
Yeah.
warfare. Attack indirectly.
I might not like the motherfucker, but I'm not gonna show it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 'cause
like
then-
that's
'cause
just
then he
it.
gonna
Like
blackball
I've
you.
cut
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
I've got fucked off a lot of shit from fucking up deals with the wrong people. I could have went to Japan and showed
Hey,
merch out there,
but you saying messing up some deals. We talking about somebody giving a opinion and somebody taking it as fact. You know what I'm saying? And it's ruining something, an opportunity for somebody else. That's what we talking about. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
fucked. Don't get me wrong, that's fucked. But you might want to be cool with that dude.
Nah, you gotta
you know
kiss
what I'm
ass.
saying?
No,
I'm not
kiss
saying
ass,
kiss
just
ass.
stay away.
Yeah, I'm not
I
saying
stay
kiss
away from
ass. I'm
potential
saying-
enemies.
I'm saying
that,
like,
that
like,
are more powerful than me or whatnot. Shit, you gotta
play
play chess.
chess. You gotta play chess,
man.
dog.
Okay.
You ain't the
know what I'm
strongest
saying?
motherfucker out here. You
Because
ain't
we're not
the,
technically in the internet space. We're not in the streets, so playing chess.
But
should
you
be
could apply that street concept.
You apply chess in the internet game, and that's how you play
But
it.
people
dog.
call that picking and choosing, though.
But we not in the streets though.
No, I
if
understand
you
it, and I
apply
do
that
this. I
shit,
do the same thing,
you
bro.
know,
I apply everything.
No, it's being calculated, bro.
It's calculated.
There
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And you got to sometimes premeditate shit and come with a counter for the, you got to always be aware of that hate's going to come your way, so.
That's mandatory,
Adjust.
dog.
I'm always ready for it.
Yeah,
like,
that's-
you know what I'm saying? I'm always ready for it. But like certain shit, you're not prepared for it. Like something like I don't think Lefty prepared for a bald head, crater face weirdo to be like, oh, this if you deal with this type of ethnic group, oh, they might like damn,
But
bro.
that's
Let me
stupid.
rap.
That's stupid for the person who listened to that.
But they square.
No, it's not stupid for them to listen to that because, for one, Wack is from the streets. Wack's been to prison. Wack is from Southern California. Wack is a credible source. So I don't think Wack was saying it to dog whistle to the record labels. Wack 100 was saying these are the politics that comes with Southsiders. Because they kept saying that he was racist for not signing a Mexican. And Wack said, this is why I will not sign a Southsider. It's deeper than them being Mexicans. Now, Wack said, I've signed a Mexican, the Coyote Clique, whatever the group name is. They're Mexicans, but they're not Southsiders. So Wack gave a logical explanation for why he would not sign a Southsider. I don't know why Munchie B's up here kissing. It's like Munchie B's trying his best to get in good with these Mexicans. Yeah, I'm going to talk bad about Wack 100 and uplift Lefty gunplay. That's exactly what he's doing. Everything Wack said made perfect sense for why he will never sign a Southsider. And you got Munchie B up here talking down on Wack while praising Lefty. My God. Wack has every reason to not sign a Southsider. He told you why he wouldn't want. He told you why he'll never do it.
Weird, bro. They
Yeah,
execs, bro.
Stupid.
They execs.
Okay, so there's a
They
lot
not
of-
like us. If we was like at Interscope or we at Capitol Records or you know what I'm saying, like it's different. We're like looking like, man, whatever, man. Hey,
Yeah,
man,
we already know what time it is.
Sign right
Yeah,
here, bro.
facts.
Do your thing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's dirty.
We talking about working with squares.
Yeah.
Man.
Hey, everybody that's in the chat, I need you guys to hit the like button real quick. Let's get the likes up real quick. Run up the likes.
Man, like, hey, look, like.
We're at 500, oh boy, 500
Look,
people over.
How come we only got 75 likes, man? We got 200 plus people watching, but only 75 likes. Man, I wish I would drop the link, man. Y'all want me to drop the link? Get us some supporters. Get those likes up. If y'all do that, then maybe we could, drop the link and I can bring some people up to speak. But 200 plus people watching and only 75 likes, nah, that ain't good enough.
Is that good or bad?
That's good in the chat. Yeah.
What? Like, hype, and subscribe. They got the hype feature now.
There you go.
Man, look, hype this, bro.
Shit.
Yeah.
I want to see what they saying, but
Yeah.
it's too
Yeah, you don't
small.
want to read it, fool.
Hey, Munchie, I wanted to bring up. Are you blind or partially blind?
No, it's gone, man.
It's completely. I just wondered because I hear different interviews and stuff like that.
because I carry myself a certain way.
Okay.
You feel me? They, you know what I'm saying? Somebody
But
says
you reciprocate. That's the
somebody says
superpower
something
you
crazy.
got.
I'm a react or you know what I'm saying?
Because I feel like you can see me, dog.
Yeah,
That's just called reciprocation of energy.
I like that. Yeah.
He knows who's good. He knows who's solid. He knows.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
But the way I'm shot, I ain't been like that forever. So I move around a certain way. You know what I'm
Do
saying?
you think that, man? He asked Munchie, can you see? Some people say, man, Munchie B can see. Maybe he can see a little bit. I don't think his vision is all the way there. Maybe he can see just a little bit. No, I think there's some type of eyesight there. I don't think Munchie's completely blind. So I agree with homeboy with the gray jacket. He's like, man, I feel like you could see me. Yeah. I feel the same way. I feel like Munchie has eyesight to a certain extent. You know what I mean? His vision might be at maybe 30%, but I don't feel like he's completely blind. I could be wrong, man, but hey, who knows?
So you weren't born.
Hell no, I got shot in the head. Yeah.
How old were you when you got shot?
It was 2012. I'm 36 right now. Like 20 something.
Okay, so you were
13
just young.
years ago.
Yeah, it was 2012. Yeah. I was like 6 months. I was 6 months out of prison and I got done.
Close up.
Car to car. Some car to car action. Somebody got up on the side of my whip and got off.
They didn't hop out.
Nah, car to car.
Yeah, you got to be mindful of the language, man. If you're talking reckless in the chat, I'm going to delete your comments. And if you do it again, then I'm going to have to boot you. So be mindful of what you're saying in my comments, man. That's all I ask you.
At a light.
So you can't hop out in them type
Yeah.
of situations. I mean, it's not considered drive-by.
I was at a red light.
You just got to be
As soon as it
faster.
turned green, it started going, they got off. Let the car up, hit me one time in the head. You know what I'm saying? And that did it.
You lost your vision right away, or it took a while?
I believe it's right away. Hey, look, for me, I want to say not right away, but just be real. I think it might have been right away.
Said, talk about the blacks attacking vendors. Listen, why don't you talk about your people who extort the vendors? Your own people extort the Mexican vendors. I just watched a show the other day with 18 Streets and Pico Union over there. You down there in the Pico Union area, man. They was taxing the vendors. This one Mexican dude shot a kid trying to shoot at the vendor because the vendor told him, I'm not giving y'all no money. I'm not giving y'all nothing. And when they came, they tried to rob him. He pulled out a knife and said, hey, man, I'm not giving y'all my money. The Mexicans came back a few days later, shot at him, and hit an innocent baby. These were 18th Street members in the Pico Union district of LA. It's Pico Union is right next to downtown LA, literally like right down the street from downtown. So your people shot a baby trying to extort a Mexican vendor, a hardworking Mexican person who was just trying to feed his family. The SA shot at him missed him and unalived a baby that was like 1 year old, maybe even younger than that. And the story was sad. Because when children get hurt, when you think about it, I don't care about color. A child is a child. I'm still a human being at the end of the day. So when I saw that story, I'm like, whoa, he killed the innocent child shooting at a vendor because the vendor wouldn't give him his hard-earned money. So you came up there with your homeboys and you shot at him. You couldn't shoot right. You missed him and hit the baby and hit somebody else. Man, that story was crazy. You want to talk about vendors.
I ain't gonna be in the but it hit through my I got shot in the temple and it severed my optic nerve. And you know that nerve, that's the only nerve that don't grow back. So like if you get shot in the back and you paralyzed, that you might could get it back. But that optic nerve that from behind your eyeball, and, you know what I'm saying? That shit don't come back type shit.
Damn. So you don't know what I look like?
Nah, I don't know.
Tell you, my fat?
I don't know what my youngest daughter look like.
Oh fuck.
Hell yeah.
So like, what your optic
But I stay with bracken bitches.
Your optic nerve got severed. So what do you see? Like, what does a blind person see?
Close your eyes.
Well, we see it different though. Because
No. Close your eyes.
We might see black.
Then that's what he sees.
Close your eyes.
They say, what does your elbow see?
My who?
Your elbow.
Nothing.
Exactly. So that's what a blind man.
I ain't never heard that one.
shit before.
Yeah, because the elbow doesn't have any nerves. It has nothing.
Hey, but no.
But it's from what I understand is you can see like shapes, colors. No,
That's what they say. Cause I move around. I Uber. If I Uber by myself if I need to. I catch flights. You know what I'm saying? They might be confused because of a recent case I caught. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Does anybody cut you any breaks, any slacks?
Cut the go-go gadget. Yeah, you can look it up yourself, man. You know, it's messed up. Like I say, I don't pick on innocent people, right? I don't. You know, I believe it's a cowardice act, you know, so I don't mess with elders. I don't care what race they are. I don't mess with elderly people. You know, I leave them alone. I show them respect, regardless of what race they are. You know, I show them love and respect. But that's a true story, man. The essays in Pico Union unalived a 1-year-old baby trying to extort this vendor who wouldn't give them the money, who refused to pay up. He said, man, I'm not giving you nothing.
Because you can't see? Like police, like enemies.
Man, I'm in court, bro. I got a case. I gotta go back to court in January. Ain't no break.
Munchie was way out of line for this one, though, man. Shout out to Go Gadget for the super chat. Munchie was way out of line for talking bad about a black man in a room full of. Shout out to Go Professor. He said people in here talking all this ish, but refuse to hit the like button, the cash app, and super chat. Do better. Shout out to Go Professor, man. Oh man. So like I said, it's not right, man. I don't condone anybody robbing elderly people. Like I say, I don't condone it. Right? If it was my people, I would say the same thing. Like, whoa, that's crazy. That was a cowardice act. So I don't condone my people doing it. I don't condone your people doing it. It's bad for business. It's bad for humanity. All across the board. Listen, homie, I grew up with Mexicans. I'm just speaking on the ones who are racist. And if you're not racist, then I'm not talking to you. I grew up with a lot of Mexicans in Los Angeles. And can't none of them ever tell you that I've been racist towards them or treated them any different from anybody else. They'll never tell you that because I've never been racist towards them. All my Mexican partners that I grew up with will tell you like, nah, Red ain't never been, he's never been racist towards me. He did anything scandalous to me. I've never seen him do anything scandalous to somebody just based on their race. So nah, homie.
Yeah.
Yo, break weird. Hell no.
And that's what I wanted to ask you too is, you know, being like blind, you just kept turning up. You didn't slow down. You didn't want to slow down.
Hey, bro.
Keeping it a buck. I'm just keeping it a buck, you know?
Hey.
Because I'll tell you something right now about me. I got this life vest on. I'm on a heart transplant list,
Right.
straight up.
Right.
So we got to do what we got to do, right, to keep on going, right? So that whatever game we're in or whatever we're doing. So that's why I'm asking is it something you like the thrill? You enjoy the rush of being out there in the streets, being
My
outside?
homie said he got a life vest. Damn, man. You know, well, shit, man. Blessings to you, man. You know, I hate to hear anybody being in a situation like that. That's crazy. But you know, it just is what it is. Show some love and bless that like button. You know it ain't nothing. Yeah, true story. So like I said, man, I really don't want to drag this one out for too long. I got another show. I got another show that I want to do, and I want you guys to tap in for that one. Make sure that you guys bless the like button and get the likes up, man. You guys gotta get the likes up if you haven't. We got a lot of people cloud watching. Ain't blessing the like button, but it's all gravy though, baby. It's all good. I'm gonna continue to do my thing. Yeah. Munchie B, you gotta do better, man. You know what I mean? Talking crazy about Wack, but uplifting Lefty. And I'm not saying you got to talk bad about Lefty, because there's no reason to talk bad about Lefty. Right? But why air out your dirty laundry on a podcast with Chicanos, Mexicanos? One thing that you won't see these Mexican gangbangers doing, going to a black podcast to air out dirty laundry about their issues with another Mexican or Chicano. They're not going to do it. They're going to stay on code with one another. They're not going to do that. So, that was off code for Munchie to do that. That was way off code, Munchie. Come on, bro. Talking bad about a black man on a podcast full of Mexicans while uplifting a Mexican, that's crazy. Yeah. You out of pocket for that, Munchie. You way out of pocket for that. And I just got to be honest with you. I can't sugarcoat it. I can't hold no. I ain't gonna hold no punches. He said, "Show me the proof." If you look it up, see, if you was from LA, you would know about that. Like when I told the story about the Messays and Pico Union that robbed that vendor. Well, they tried to rob the vendor and they end up shooting that baby. If you from Los Angeles, you would know about that. You would say, "Whoa, I remember that." Maybe you're not from LA. Who knows? Maybe you might be from the Valley. Maybe you might be somebody who lives out of state. You might be somebody who lives out of state. But if you're from Los Angeles, I'm pretty sure you probably heard about that. This is common knowledge. So over 100 likes. Yeah, we can get over 100 likes. Yeah, good job, man. That's what we want. He said, Compa. I don't think they was on a black man's platform talking about Compa. I mean, like I say, maybe they do. Maybe I never seen it. maybe I never seen it. But shout out to everybody, man. We're gonna get up out of here, man. I got some more work to do. Peace to everybody for tapping on in, man. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel, support the content. I'm out. I'll be back with some more content in a few more minutes. Hold on 1 second. Let me see something real quick. He said, Lord forbid. He said, Lord forbid if alcohol was involved. Born in LA 45 years ago. In GA 20 years. Shout out to Con Science. Con Science. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you. Well, Munchie up there faded, man. Munchie up there off the Hennessy. He the only one that I see drinking. See, he got that Hennessy bottle in his hand. He got that bottle in his hand right there. Everybody else just, chilling, chopping it up, adding to the conversation. Munchie, you got to put that bottle down, man. So Munchie, the Mexican rapper who called in, I forget his name. I think his name was Royalty or something like that. The Mexican cat, he made fun of you. He made fun of you being blind and said he was just playing. Then you up here talking bad about Wack 100, praising Lefty. This was a bad look. This was a bad look all the way around for Munchie B, bro. Come on, Munchie, you got to know better than that. I don't care how much you dislike Wack. You shouldn't be up there talking about Wack. And then you went up there saying, shout out to you. She said, got love for you too, sweetie. Appreciate the love and support. Then you come up there saying, well, you know what I mean? Wack was scared of the Mexican mafia because that's why he didn't want to sign Lefty. Wack need to stop hating on Lefty. Really? Come on, Munchie. Somebody need to pull Munchie aside and be like, bro, man, you need to be on code, man. When you had these conversations with other races, bro, you need to be on code. What's the point in you going up there to talk bad about your own people while uplifting somebody from their community? So let's down a guy from my community while uplifting somebody from their community. Wack 100 had every reason for why he didn't. Wack 100 made good sense when Wack 100 spoke on why he wouldn't sign a Southsider. It makes perfect sense. Why would I want to sign somebody that operates under that structure? Why would I want to do it? It's bad for personal. It's bad on a personal level, and it's bad for business. Tammy, what's going on? What's going on, Tammy? Yeah, man, it's just bad for business to sign a Southsider, especially somebody in Wack 100's position. Abdallah said he's halfway coon. he's a raccoon, huh? Shout out to Abdallah. And yeah, man, it's like, come on, bro. You got to do better than this, Munchie. We expect way more from you than this. Like, come on, homie. What is you doing out here? Winnie 100 was scared of the Mexican mafia. That's why he wouldn't sign Lefty. He messed up Lefty's record deal. Wack 100 is the reason that Lefty couldn't get a deal. The only reason why Wack 100 went into detail because people kept calling on racists for not signing a Mexican Southsider. And Wack said, this is why I will never sign a Southsider, because people kept asking him about it. It's not that he was hating on Lefty. And Munchie up there spilling the beans, telling them everything about no jumper, telling them about the beef that he got with Wack 100, siding with Lefty, talking crazy about Wack. This is a bad look, Munchie. Munchie up there with that Hennessy bottle in his hand, man. He up there nursing that bottle, getting loose, just letting it all come out. And they was like, man, let's get Munchie some Hennessy, man. Hater World knew Munchie was coming up there, so Hater World said, man, you know what, let's get Munchie some Hennessy. Let's get Munchie some Hennessy, because if we get Munchie some Hennessy, he gonna do a whole lot of talking. Matter of fact, I might play this video for you, the Haters World, right? I think he did a video. Hold on one second. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, it might be on his other channel. He got a few channels now, man. I can dig it. I can definitely respect it. Hold on one second. Catch this right here. I think Hater World spoke out about it. He said, man, I didn't backdoor Munchie.
All of it. MC Magic's on my tour. It is what it is.
Okay, talk your shit. Don't swallow your spit.
MC Magic himself is worth over $50 million. You know, we don't need no black stamp. We're just like the blacks. All we need is white people and Mexicans to buy our shit, and we're good.
No.
You know what I mean? Am I lying? Am I lying?
Yeah, you is.
Who buys all black music?
Hey, we ain't talking about
80% of your fans are Mexican and white.
We're not talking about consumers. We talking about getting in, brother.
We don't need to get in. We got consumers.
I don't need to get in. I fucking cracked the door. I've been with B&G when we were in Full Throttle. We never. I was a guy. Like when you said about Capone, first of all, Capone's not Mexican. This isn't Halloween. I don't wear a costume. I'm a real Chicano. I wear deodorant. Come on. Listen.
Now, some people said that Hater World backdoored Munchie. I don't know if that's true. I think old boy just called up there and he wanted to speak his mind. That could be the case. So I'm not going to put this on Blue Devil. If anything, I'm looking at Munchie sideways. I'm looking at Munchie. I ain't got nothing to say. Because Munchie allowed this dude to talk crazy. He said, you might not know me, but your girl know me. Like, nah, my girl don't listen to Chicano rap. She don't listen to rap, period, like that, especially, Chicano rap. That's what I would have said to old boy. Come on, Munchie. That dude clowned you, man. That dude made fun of you. Then they made blind jokes. They made blind jokes, man. You up there talking about Wack 100, praising Lefty. They made a couple of blind jokes about Munchie. This was a bad look for you, Munchie. Come on, B team, as you like to say. Come on, B team. You got to do better than this. You look terrible sitting up there with the Mexicans. I'm just saying.
We didn't need. That's why I didn't get. No disrespect to Al Boy, don't even take it that way, Al Boy. But I didn't. I could have had Snoop. Busy Bones on our shit. All this shit we had on our shit. But I didn't care. I didn't need nobody black, and I didn't need black fans. All I cared about was my Mexican people. And honestly, I feel 100% Chicano.
But guess what?
You can't say you keeping it 100% Chicano while using black music, while participating in black culture is hip hop. I can't say I'm keeping it all the way black at my restaurant if I'm making Mexican food. Yes, I'm selling Mexican food, so how black am I keeping it? At some point, I got to pay homage to the Mexican community because I am selling Mexican food to make money. So you can't say I'm keeping it 100% Chicano while doing hip hop rap music. That doesn't make any sense. So you are not keeping it 100% Chicano. Now, if you was doing some mariachi or something like that, then you could say, well, that's not even Chicano. That's Mexican music. But then you will be able to say, I'm keeping it 100% Mexicana, or whatever you call it. What have Chicanos created musically? Now, I can name all the music that Black Americans created. Name a music genre that Mexican Americans, Chicanos created. I mean, and I'm not being funny. I'm not being racist. I'm not being funny. Name a music genre created by Mexican Chicanos. Blacks, we created R&B, we created rock and roll, we created country, we created jazz, we created the blues, we created funk music, house music, disco, you name it, the list goes on. The blues. Name one music genre that was created by Chicanos, Mexican Americans. Can you name one? I mean, I can't think of one. I've heard about music that Mexicans in Mexico make, but I'm talking about Chicanos. Name a music genre that was created by Chicanos. Name a music genre that comes from Chicano culture. Name one.
If you would have went that way, you would have went further.
You know what I mean?
Munchie not lying. Royal is not lying. Both them cats are not lying.
I'm being real. I'm not even trying to be funny. I can't think of one music genre that Chicanos created. I can't think of one. So when you say that I'm keeping it 100% Chicano, no, you are. No, you're not. If you're doing hip hop, you're not keeping it 100% Chicano, because hip hop and rap music was created by foundational Black Americans.
I see you doing your thing.
All right. So
Okay, so look, very quick, bro. Before they give their opinion, I'm gonna give mine.
The Puerto Ricans use what they do. Reggaeton. Reggaeton comes from reggae. That's not original. Reggaeton is reggae. Jamaicans created reggae. And if you look at the old school Jamaicans, they'll tell you we learned how to make music from the Black Americans. So reggae took bits and pieces from FBA and our music. Then they came up with reggae. Then the Latinos said, you know, we're gonna steal from reggae and create reggaeton. All of this music traces back to us.
I don't want to speak for Royalty, Low Profile Records, but I'm gonna
Let's see what Hater World had to say, man, because he got a lot of backlash. People accuse him of lining Munchie up with this interview. But let's see what Hater World has to say.
give you guys some of his accolades real quick. All right, it's just the ones that I know, and I'm sure I'm missing a grip. All right. He said he sold over 10 million records, all independent. All right, remember, independent. No label. He was the label. He did have artists like Little Rob, Kid Frost, Lighter Shade. I don't know if he had Lighter Shade Brown. You know, he had all the greats signed to him, bro, at one point. I think MC Magic dropped under his label as well. He had all the greats like Night Owl, Mr. Little One, you know, Shadow, all the greats, bro. All the greats. All the greats. He was nominated for a Grammy when he was with Aquid, or making music with Aquid. He brought us Sancha, you know, multiple gold albums, G's a month. No blacks bought his music. And keep in mind, no blacks bought his music. And if it was a small percentage. His music was catered to Latinos, Mexicans, Hispanic, you know, you name it. It wasn't catered towards blacks, but I'm sure some blacks listened in. It wasn't a big majority. You know, the majority was probably Latinos and whites. Now, did he make music for blacks? I don't know if that was his game plan. Like, hey, let me, you know, but he did cater to the Latinos, and he did a good job. You know, now you have other entrepreneurs in the Chicano.
That's like if I'm selling tacos, right? It's still Mexican food. I'm just making it like, think about it like this. Blacks in Los Angeles, you know, we ate tacos, right, from the Mexican stores at the Mexican shops, but at the same time, we made tacos at home, right? And sometimes we would put Louisiana hot sauce on our tacos. So we made tacos with a black twist to it, right? But we never said, hey, these are, I guess you could say it's a black taco, but it's still a taco, which is Mexican food. It don't matter how you twist it or spin it. Chicano rap music is black culture. So you're saying this is the Mexican way of doing black art. At the end of the day, it's still black art, even if you try to put Mexican or Chicano on it. That's the reality of what I'm telling you. So when you say Chicano rap, it's like, what is that? Rap is a black art. Hip hop is a black art. But you want to put Chicano on something that was created by black people. That's crazy.
Rap game, such as Mr. D Southland Records, and such as Mr. Capone High Power Records. Those are three moguls, bro. 3 Chicano rap moguls. Moguls, millionaires. They made millions only catering to Latinos. Now, Munchie B said you would have went bigger if you would have had the black community. Yes, he would have went so much bigger. But I don't think the music they were making
Appeal.
was targeting a black audience.
The music he made only appealed to Mexicans. Black people wouldn't listen to the music that he was making. It only appealed to Mexicans. That's the reality of it. So you saying doing it for blacks, that mean he would have had to rap with a black style and change up his whole stilo. And he didn't want to do that. He was an OG Cholo. Royalty is an OG Cholo. So his music sounds like a Mexican Cholo. His music appeals to Chicanos from California. I don't think Mexicans in Texas listen to that. His music appealed to Chicanos in California, maybe Arizona. Right? But outside of California, Chicano rap never had a mainstream appeal. Mexican gangbangers in the Chicano community are the only people for the most part who listen to that style of rap music right there.
So I think it just came off wrong. He sounded like macho. He sounded very loud and aggressive. And I think that's why people think that he was disrespecting. I don't feel he was disrespecting. I feel like he was just trying to get his point across. I don't need black people. I've sold millions of records and I've sold them to my people.
Yeah, but you're using black music. So he said, I don't need black people. Yes, you do. You're using black arts. Even if I'm selling tacos to black people, I'm still selling tacos. I'm still using Mexican culture. I'm using food that comes from Mexican culture to sell to my people. So it's disrespectful for him to say, well, I don't need, I get what he's saying. What he's saying is I sold records to Mexican people. But if you're doing hip hop, you're using black culture. Hip hop, rap music is still black culture at the end of the day, even if you are rapping like a Mexican. Straight up.
You know, now Munchie B is looking at this from a wider perspective, like worldwide. But royalty was worldwide. Albums everywhere. Japan, China, overseas, here, there. So it was, but Munchie is right. If he would have catered to the blacks, of course it would have went bigger. Now, Capone, he had artists signed to him. Black artists. Little Flip was signed to Mr. Capone. Bone Thugs was signed to Mr. Capone. Sugar Free was signed to Mr. Capone. That's to name a few, bro. Mr. Capone has done music with Snoop Dogg, Nate Dogg, etc., bro. So maybe Capone is more well-rounded, catering to all races, but Low Profile was more focused on his people. And look, I don't see nothing bad with that. I don't see nothing wrong with that. You find out your demographic, and hey, my demographic is this, so I'm gonna cater there. You know, my demographic is this, I'm gonna cater there.
And hey, I don't have no problem with it. His music appealed to Chicanos. So hey, I don't have no problem with him selling to Chicanos, but to use a black art and then fix your mouth to say that you don't need black people. I get what you're saying to a certain extent because your music appeals to Mexican people. So you didn't need to sell your music to black people, but you're still using hip hop to make money. You're still using black culture at the end of the day. And that's the bigger picture.
You got to do the math. If you don't do the math and you cater to the Japanese and Japanese don't listen, what the fuck are you doing? You know, but
out the Go-Go Gadget, he said Mexican rap is not a real hip hop, and there's no such thing as black rap. It's just hip hop and rap. We're not outsiders in our own culture. Shout out to Go-Go Gadget for sure, Brody.
No Jumper is now up on game with the Chicano rap game. They don't know about the moguls that we've had. So they automatically think like, what the fuck was this fool talking about? Who is this guy? You know, but I think once they have a sit down, they'll understand that royalty was really tapped in, bro. Like one of his best friends is the guy from that song. He's always talking about him. What's that guy from that song? Shit. Rodney O. Rodney O. You know the song Everlasting Bass? That's one of Royal's best friends. He a black homie. You know, from what I heard, that fool just got a big paycheck from the Drake and Kendrick feature. Millions, bro. Because his beat was sampled on it. But whatever, that's stuff for them. Okay? But
now, do you guys think that Hater World set up? I don't know, man. You know, maybe Royalty just called in. I'm not saying that. I'm just disappointed in how Munchie conducted himself during that podcast. So I'm not worried about if Hater World had Royalty up there to correct Munchie or to check Munchie, to soft check Munchie on some things. Hey, man, that could be true. But the bigger picture to me is how Munchie conducted himself during that podcast. That's the bigger picture to me.
very quick to make it clear, nobody backdoored Munchie B. Nobody backdoored the B team that was in the building. We was all one collective. We was all together. If anybody would have walked in through that door to try to backdoor anyone, even if it was one of us, they would have got it. They would have been laid out flat. We don't play when it comes to our guest. We don't backdoor our guest. Now, did we tell Roy to call in? No, but he's a watcher. He's watching the show. He sees Munchie talking about hip hop. So what's he going to do? Oh, I want to call because I got something to say about this topic. People actually watch us, bro. People actually like that we have great dialogue and great, what do you call that shit? Subjects. So you can't be mad if he called in, bro. Now let's continue.
I mean,
who want to go first?
This is the Instagram that I guess this guy used. It's called Low Profile Records.
Man,
I'm gonna be real. I never heard of the dude either, but he talking big shit like he's the man. I'm very curious.
I'll let y'all go first. I mean, I'll let the hip hop dude Lush go first. I mean,
I'll say that.
Hold on. Before you go, the full community just did a list with 50 Chicano rappers. Was he on that list?
I'm not even sure what his fucking name is.
Okay. All right. Not.
Stop. Listen, Lush. You were there. Okay. You know if he was or he wasn't. And he wasn't on that list because a lot of those lists are biased. And a lot of those lists are about the new rappers from today, not overall. You know, to be clear, Royal probably got money than most of the people on that list. Now, maybe, you know, the ones that may be able to go heads up is probably the first top 5 on that list. You know, other than that, all them other fools put together probably ain't got Royal's money. And I'm not glazing. I'm only giving the facts because there's a lot of people watching that don't know.
Oh, man, it's crazy. He said, relax, bro. Oh, man. Shout out to Pretty Boy. Shout out to Scoop. Shout out to my people that's in the building. Bless that like button. You know it ain't nothing.
This guy is. So by me helping you out, giving you some facts, it might make you understand, you know, who this guy is, you know. So that's basically what I'm doing.
Go ahead, sir.
I was gonna say, like, it's to me a really odd stance to take. I understand, like, wanting solidarity in your community and all that, but to try to alienate an entire race or any race, like
the race who invented the genre,
is a really yes. And then when you add that element, okay, like this is hip hop music.
Even Adam said the race that invented the genre. Well, I will say this: Royalty's music only appeals to Chicanos, right? You know, but it does come across like that when he said we don't need blacks, so I don't need no black that. But if you're doing hip hop and rap music, then you're using black culture to make money. Let's just call it what it is. Even Adam said, "Damn."
And
the race who invented the genre
is a really yes, solidarity in your community and all that, but to try to alienate an entire race or any race, like
the race who invented the genre
is a really yes. And then when you add that element of, okay, like this is hip hop music, and regardless of what subgenre it is, it's still expanding from something that was created as black culture. And you know what I mean? That's undeniable. So,
Hey, listen, salute to the black homies, bro. Rap belongs to them. I've done a lot of research when it comes to having different guests, and I've realized that, hey, rap is their shit. You know, salute to all the black homies. It's black and brown love over here where I'm at, right? But people need to understand, like, yes, it belongs to the blacks, right? But from the perspective that royalty is looking at it, I can only see it from a business standpoint. I'm not looking at it from a race standpoint or a who owns what standpoint. I'm looking at it from a business standpoint. If people that are buying your music is this color, then
And listen, and I'm not mad at royalty either. If I was royalty and my music appealed to Chicanos, well, I'm gonna sell to that demographic. I can't be mad at that. The only problem is when he said, I don't need black for this and that. What he should have said is my music appeals to Latino people, so that's who bought my music. So I wouldn't have said like he came across like cocky and arrogant. I don't need black this and black that. We're like, well, hold on. You're still doing hip hop. I don't care what subgenre it is, it's still black music. So that came across very disrespectful. If I was royalty, I'd have been like, listen, homie, I've been in the rap game, and you know, my music was catered to the Latino audience because black people didn't rock with my music. So I catered my music was catered to my Latino Chicano fan base. That would have came across way better. But he was in the heat of the moment. He was just talking. He was popping his stuff. He was spitting his game. You know, he was feeling himself, so he got to talking big.
and that's all you're gonna do is market to them. Because you know these people won't buy it. You know the whites ain't gonna buy it, or the blacks, or the Chinese. So why waste your time in marketing?
Right now, if I feel that if I'm royalty, I know the blacks ain't gonna buy this type of rap music. So I'm gonna target a Chicano fan base. Like I say, it's nothing wrong with him doing that, and that's nothing wrong with him. It's nothing wrong with that at all. You got to cater to the audience that wants your music. I get it. It's the way he came across on that phone call. That's the problem. But him catering to the people who buys his music, nah, man, I don't have no problem with that. You should cater to the people that buys your products, your music, or whatever you selling.
Marketing that way. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I don't know how they took it as, oh, he don't need blacks. But I don't think
it's his delivery and the way he said it. It's the way he came across, and delivery means something. So when you listen to the way that he said it, like, oh man, I don't need no black folk, this and that. I don't need no blacks. So it's the way he said it. You know, he could have said it in a better way. And I don't think anybody would have had a problem with it. You know, I don't think I would have made no videos about it. Well, you know what? The way Munchie conducted himself on that podcast was kind of, it was bogus, Munchie. You got to get it together, man. You got to represent us way better than that. You you know why you understand why Wack 100 don't want to sign the Southsider. You understand that, Munchie. You understand why Wack don't want to do that. It makes sense for Wack to say that. But you know, it is what it is. Swifty Blue said that. Yeah, Swifty Blue said the same thing. We don't want to sign to no blacks. No blacks. Okay, bro, but it's like, okay, I get it. You want to be independent. What I would have said if I was Swifty, like, listen, man, I just want to be independent. I wouldn't have said that, oh man, I don't want to sign to no blacks, no blacks. That looks crazy when you're doing black culture, making black music. It sounds crazy to say that. Words mean something. Delivery, demeanor, it all means something. So when Swifty Blue said that, it's like, what? Swifty Blue should have just said, hey, man, I just want to be independent. I don't want to sign to no major. He could have said it like that. But when you say, I don't want to sign to no blacks, we don't want to deal with blacks, period, you looking at it like, what? I get it, though. Delivery means everything, homie. If Swifty would have just said, "Nah, I don't want to sign to nobody. I just want to be independent," I don't think anybody would have had a problem with that. If Royalty would have said, "You know what, man, I cater my music to the Chicano audience because those are the people who bought my music. So that's the audience that I cater to." It's all about delivery, bro. Shout out to Scoop. Shout out to Scoop, you know? But yeah, man, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody for pulling up, man. We had a wonderful show. You know, I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Yeah, how condescending they sound. Exactly. If you listen to Royalty and how he said, "I don't need no black cosign. I don't need no blacks for nothing." So when you listen to his tone, you're like, "Oh, okay, dude, feeling himself. He's being cocky and disrespectful. He's using black music to make money, but at the same time saying that he don't need black people. That sounds crazy." But I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Bless the like button. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I had to extend this show, man, because the conversation was that dope. It was that dope. And most definitely, man, I appreciate everybody for pulling up. One love. I'm gonna get up out.